Got it. Okay, great. Okay to start? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Hi, Prateik. Welcome to Lyca Radio and Lyca Gold. It's great to see you in a wonderful movie, India Lockdown, on Z5. Now, I've been reading reviews and I've been reading your character. What you're playing as a husband, and you're a migrant worker.
Yeah.
Firstly, for our listeners, tell us a little bit about India Lockdown, because we know lockdown normally means we will all lock down, but it was a tough time. What is the movie about first?
Well, the film is about, as the title suggests, India lockdown, India under lockdown, and they've just kind of. So I think Mr. Madhur Bhandakar, our director, has very skillfully picked out a few stories that would, I guess, resonate with the audience, and I think. Even if they don't directly resonate and relate the stories, I think somewhere some emotion or something through these stories will remind you of the time you were in lockdown in your houses,
Yeah.
With the news flying around everywhere, with all, world news and local news, and so definitely it's something that people will connect to and resonate with,
Yeah.
even if not directly, because I mean,
Yeah.
most of us don't know what the migrant workers went through, and of course we
Yeah.
know we read we read some news and we saw some clips and stuff like that, but I think just this gets deeper. This goes kind of
Yeah.
into their lives and their journey, and
Yeah.
even sex workers, I think. But I think it's just about that emotion and that anxiety and angst and desperation and just confusion that we
Yeah.
all felt that
we
people will relate
yeah.
to. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Sometimes what happens after a couple of years, we tend to forget exactly उस वक्त हुआ क्या था. So
Yeah.
March 24th, 2020, a lot of countries went into lockdown, so did India, for 3 weeks. And it was a big thing, especially for somebody who is the main breadwinner, like you're playing the migrant worker, you've got kids in the movie. I, of course, it's with Madhur Bhandakar's stories are very touching anyway and emotional anyway. But I did read somewhere that when he was choosing, the actors for this, then everybody was initially saying, no, not Prateik Babbar, because you won't be able to manage it. But now when I'm reading the reviews, you have got the most praise after the trailer and after.
I believe so. Yes, I believe so. That, I mean, it's extremely overwhelming. I'm extremely humbling, and but it feels good. It feels good. I worked really hard, and
Yeah.
I think my intention was correct, and my homework was correct, and it was just
Yeah.
everything. It just was done very properly in terms of
Yeah.
preparation for the character.
Yeah. 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 I mean, you being obviously the son of very famous parents, Raja Babbar and Smita Patil, the late Smita Patil. Even yesterday on the radio, we were, celebrating, well, remembering, not celebrating, but remembering, her anniversary. So there's, you have the genes inside you of wonderful actors inside you. Um, did you find that people are kind of like judging you and making a judgment based on the fact that they're so wonderful as well?
Absolutely. I mean, I can't escape that. There's
Yeah.
no matter how hard I try, or as much as I try not to try to blur it out, or I cannot escape it, and
Yeah.
I've learned to embrace it over the years, and I think right now I'm extremely honored when I with the comparison, and I'm extremely I feel extremely fortunate to be their son. They were
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
artist. My father still is
Yeah.
and and
It's it's always very, for me, it's very always inquisitive to find out what the child's mind is like when they don't have a mother. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So, but anyway, let's come back to the movie, right? When you were talking about lockdown, and you're talking about, or say your character here now, um, you have a wife, you have two kids, and there's a scene in there where you're searching through garbage looking for food. Immensely emotional, yeah. Did you find you get emotional yourself doing scenes like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. I was crying. That was all real. Those tears were
Really?
real.
Oh
Everything
well,
was, all of that was real. All of that was it. That was real. And I mean, I I I'd like to believe that I like to believe that everything feels real while I'm doing it. But there's a fine line, and you've rehearsed it, and it's kind of, you're performing something. But somewhere those, that line kind of um disappears, and and that's when you're really into it. You don't realize that happened twice. It happened with the garbage scene. It happened with the scene when I steal the food and money from the senior citizen's car, when he gets in an accident, and I go in. uh the migrant worker goes in. I mean, that
yeah,
was that was real.
yeah. Well,
That was real, and the garbage was real. It was that really uh
oh,
that
emotional, hey?
it was extremely emotional. Took the bloody wits out of me, and I think mother Mr. Mother Bundakar was very emotional as well. I think we both
Okay.
cried, and it was quite emotional. We both cried and shed a
Yeah.
shed
I
a
mean,
tear. Yeah,
real scenes really do work with people because people went through a lot of emotions, anxiety, depression, especially finance is a big thing during, if you're not working, if you are, suffering with finance. Um,
absolutely.
what's does this kind of like give you a reality check of life? Like, oh my God, ऐसे भी लोग थे, you know?
Absolutely, ऐसे भी लोग थे. Absolutely reality check, and it was a reminder every single day, Ruby, of how privileged we are and how fortunate we are to
Yeah,
have houses and meals to eat and shelter and money, and every single day was a reminder.
true.
And it's and I don't think we can ever understand their pain and their suffering and their hustle, and we all feel like we hustle. I think it's a different kind of hustle when you're hustling for your next meal. I think it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think, there's always an after effect that continues, even it's been 2 years. There's an after effect, even here in the UK, there is an after effect of COVID where people lost their jobs.
I can
And there
imagine.
are people, you see more people on the streets now, homeless people, and you see more people going into food banks and trying to get food, or we get emails to say, can you help, with so and so. It's not just India, but all over the world. It's like even in honestly, England
Yeah.
has been so much rises in so many homeless people. We go out to central London and we see people just on the streets, and the temperatures here get cold in the winter. So
Oh
it,
yeah,
it
it's London weather is oof, is devil.
I mean, it was snowing this week, so we were
Is it
freezing.
snowing in London?
It was snowing this week in London, so we were all like, "Whoa, यहाँ पे क्या करें?"
It doesn't. Does it snow often in London? It
it
doesn't.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't up north of England, but in London it doesn't. But this month, I don't know
Wow.
what's happening. Extremely cold, and I mean, if
Wow.
I open the line behind you, know there. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like freezing cold. So it's a reality check for all of us.
Oh,
What
absolutely.
what do you what did you learn overall from India lockdown? What did it teach you?
I think just grateful, and um, just count our blessings. Absolutely, just count our
Yeah,
blessings and be grateful, and be empathetic, and
yeah, sure, 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 sure. And
absolutely.
how How do you feel after this stage of your life that people praise you now so much and say you're doing really well in this movie?
I'm very grateful. I'm extremely grateful. Sometimes it doesn't feel real, you know.
Yeah.
I don't, and I do doubt that sometimes. I'm like, is this real? Or is it just, are these people just saying this to make me feel better, or is this just how it is, you know? With, but no, you know, um,
Grateful.
I'm just, you know, joining मैं हाथ जोड़ के मैं दुआएं I'm embracing all the duas with my hands folded and just grateful, and I'm looking forward to a bright future. I think
yeah, definitely.
Great time.
We look forward to seeing you, because you know you have your parents' touch in your face as well, your facial features. We want to see, and even the trailers and the posters I've seen, really powerful. Honestly, I was, you know, like really nicely surprised that you did a wonderful job in there. So all the best for your future. I hope when you're in London, you can come into our studios at Lyca Radio.
I'm gonna be there shooting in end of Feb. Actually, it's a very special film that I'm supposed to be tight-lipped about, which we will. But in fact, I will be coming there very soon, and we're gonna have a formal announcement and a photo up with the entire cast and stuff. So that's gonna happen. Hopefully,
great.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. In fact, we're gonna be shooting in London for 2 whole months till the end of March. Feb and March we'll be there.
Great. We hope to bring you to our studios at Canary Wharf. And
please reach out. Please do reach out. I would love to. I would absolutely love to.
Great stuff. All the best with everything that you do. It's wonderful that you're getting praise, and it's always on our stations. We always remember your mother, Smita Patelji. So it's lovely talking to you. Thanks for your time.
It was on mine. Thank you. Thank you so
much. Okay. All the good luck. Bye. All the best.
Thank you.